Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Yeah, welcome today. Heyo. I am painting page 10 as you can see of my book. Now, this channel here, I welcome you to it. There are many videos on my channel. And yeah, today you see me painting part of my book. I've been painting my book for a little while. So it's been interesting. It's been a big journey so far, and I'm slowly towards the end of this journey. Um, as it comes to YouTube, I'm nowhere near finished YouTube. I don't think I'll ever be finished YouTube. But yeah, welcome to my channel. This channel that I do have is filled with lots of different videos, so feel free to subscribe to it to see all these videos. Yeah, anywho, today's topic I am going to be talking to you about being ambitious, ambitions, being ambitious as a creator or artist or illustrator, YouTube maker, all these things. As myself, I was gonna, just talk about being ambitious as an artist, but because, I've done many things, I've not just done art per se or illustration, I have also done YouTube videos, other content creating things out there. I've done animation, I've done design, all sorts of uh, different things. I've not just done illustration in my lifetime, and recently in the last couple of years, I've been really going at this YouTube channel, creating interesting videos from, talking to artists from around the world, doing weekly tips, creating these type of videos where I just kind of paint while I'm chatting about something, and yeah, talking about all sorts of topics that hopefully do help artists around the world grow with me in a way, because I am, achieving and ambitious person. I'm trying to get somewhere with my art, and I'm hoping you guys can push in and get somewhere with your guys' work and art and goals and ambitions that you want to do. For me, I feel I am very ambitious. The way I do things, I like to do a lot of things, and there are a lot of things I want to do, a lot of kind of little things, I want to create. There's quite a few books in my head that I want to actually create. Um, when I was doing I had a pug series where I drew pugs as different characters. I really wanted to do quite a few more of those at some point, but because of how things was and because I took on this project here, I couldn't kind of continue that pug series. Um, as far as I'd like. But there's so much going on. I wanted to do this and to do that. It does get to me sometimes. So you know, uh, most of us artists do have ambitions, and some artists are less ambitious than others. Some are quite happy, just kind of doing what they do and just enjoying the art that they're doing now, and yeah, getting by with creating animals or creatures, or just designs. um, and some of us want to do a little bit more where for instance, for me, I'm doing my book, creating my book, as well as doing these YouTube videos, doing weekly tips. Also, I've been doing a few 90-minute art challenges. I've been doing weekly sketches every week, drawing 4 words a week, so I take 4 words a week or 4 drawings a week. Lately, I've just been kind of going on the fly and creating what I want. Um, Not using the 4 words at all, but I'm still doing 4 drawings every day. Oh, 4 drawings every day. 4 drawings a week, Monday to Thursday, where I'm just sitting there for 45 minutes just doing a drawing, creating something. It was good doing that um, with the words, using the words because it really was like if there's a word there, I can create something really easy out of it. I still have to think a little bit, but I don't have to think too much. Whereas if it's I've got nothing to go on, it is a little bit like, oh, what do I draw? And it's kind of been good to do that lately, where I just draw something randomly. Um, I have some sort of um, kind of ideas and things to go by. I think I got a bit lost on this Thursday because, I was watching a 90-minute art challenge. I just drew the 90-minute art challenge, which was good. It was kind of good to just draw that. Um, but sometimes I get distracted. I'm like, oh, what do I do? Draw some boxes and draw this, and just do something quite simple. Other days been doing comics lately, just random little comics of drawing a creature or designing a creature of some sort, and then something happens to that creature. Um, he's hiding or running at something, doing a little bit of things that are more fun. Um, and sometimes I can get a little ambitious with that. Um, I want to do so much in this comic book um, that I can't get it all done within 45 minutes. So I do have to pick and choose what I do actually draw within those 45 minutes that I have to draw. But yeah, you know, I've delved into many things. Anyway, I was saying about, ambitions. Being ambitious is a good and a bad thing sometimes. It's a good thing because you delve into many things and you, I guess you take more things on than you can chew sometimes, um, and things like that. But it's a good thing because you grow and you really do, having a lot of ambitions and things like that. You do grow as an artist and as a creator. Um, you push forward. Um, but yeah, with I guess there's kind of a fine line with there is too much ambition where you're taking too much on. Um, you're just spreading yourself too thinly where you want to do this, that you're spending like 5 minutes on each thing that you're kind of not getting anywhere. Um, but having enough ambition that's not too much ambition is good. Because you can delve into things. It's gotten me to this project to actually illustrate and write a whole children's book. And it's been really good, I haven't stopped. I'm getting close to finishing it, actually printing the book, getting it. I haven't fully sorted it out, but the next stage of getting this book out there. Um, Other than my YouTube channel to try and get it out there a little bit more. Um, I do not know fully the next stage, but once I'm just kind of working on finishing off this book. I'm looking at ideas that I can then take this book where I'm going to take it, but for now I'm really focused on just getting this book finished to its final form. Um, that I can. Then from there, go to the next stage. And, I have been on that path where I've gotten a book, quote unquote, to the final stages and tried to get it out there a little bit more. Um, but with that one, it definitely isn't at that stage. I feel like it needs a lot more work, and also there's not too much kind of information about it. I guess there's not enough imagery about it and things like that. So with that, I'm definitely going to be kind of redoing that book, the Junkyard Adventures. Um, I guess a remaster, if you'd like to call it that, where I kind of redraw the book in a way. I'll still have the drawings there and I'll repaint them. Um, Kind of really polish everything off. Um, for the last time, I think it looks pretty good, but it does need, because it's been 2, 3, 4 years maybe, and it does need quite a polishing off. Yeah, awesome. And also, with the another thing about ambition is like kind of like I said before, taking on too much. Um, I think one thing can be like, say, with these backgrounds, um, sometimes it's like you want to paint every single background again and again. Um, where, it wasn't exactly necessary. Where, with this book, I have managed to copy some of the previous pages, backgrounds, and kind of use that and manipulate it a little bit to add to it, basically. So I'm still using like old imagery from different pages, but I am adding that little bit of a touch that does feel like it's not the same page basically. There's something different going on here. So hopefully that works quite well. Now the one thing with that is um the light I've got here. Um, it's a little bit of a kind of 3/4 angle. Um, I feel it works quite well. So hopefully that fits in well. You'll see me use that where I do manipulate a previous page and add that into this um, book page 10. I add it into this page to make it really finish it off. Because what I did in that previous page is kind of pretty much finished in a way. It's to a really good standard where, repainting this whole page um, like this as is it would be kind of unnecessary work. And yeah. um, the other thing is I've been ambitious. Like for instance, with Weekly Tips, I bought in Weekly Tips probably 2 years ago, year and a half to 2 years ago. Um, it wasn't last year. Was it last year? The year, possibly the start of last year, actually. Possibly. No, the year before that. 2019 was, I think, when I started it. Um, I don't know. I don't fully know. I don't fully remember. I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been a year and a half since I did like the weekly tips, started that kind of thing. I think it was the start of last year. As far as I know, I don't fully remember. But anyway, starting that, um, I just wanted shorter videos, something that, maybe some of my viewers or some viewers on YouTube out there that could easily consume. They're just, quick little tips and tricks and things that, they can easily watch it and be entertained and all that stuff, and learn a bit about art without having to watch my whole 45 rambles, and my whole 45-minute videos that I create. Um, they're kind of reaching to a different audience, in a way. And it's still the same audiences too, because some of those people that are watching the weekly tips are interested in these kind of videos as well. Some aren't though. There's differences in weekly tips because they are kind of more shortened and kind of dealing with one kind of subject in a way. And definitely shorter, just giving off tips of how to draw this, how to draw that, and um, other tips. I've talked about shading a little bit. I think a little bit about shading, a little bit about some drawing tips, drawing in Photoshop, some Photoshop tools, a lot of different things I've covered over the time I've been doing it. But some weeks I have gone really in depth doing things, and other weeks I've just gone by doing 5-minute actual recordings and everything like that. Only took me 5 minutes to create it, and then the rest of the time put it on YouTube. Where some weeks I have gone like full blown, and it's taken me 5 hours or something to do the actual weekly tips. So sometimes I've been real ambitious with that, and I've just delved in deep and try to create the best video I can with it. And nowadays, I do give it a little bit more. I don't just do 5 minutes and that's my 5-minute video. It takes me roughly about 2 or 3 hours to paint or to draw one of my weekly tips now. To draw the subjects and the subject in its different shapes. Front view, side view, whatever it is. It usually takes me a couple of hours to do those animals that I'm talking about, to actually draw them. Roughly about an hour and a half-ish to do all those poses and really break them down and try to get the best drawings I can out of each pose that the animals are doing. And after that, I talk about the process, and it kind of sucked on Monday because on Monday I got down. I had a bit of a cold. I've had a bit of a cold for the last week or so. And with that, I still had to do the weekly tips recording on that Monday, and I had a bit of cough, so I was pretty struggling to do it, but I managed to get through it. But I also wanted to do the next week's videos recorded, all there recorded, and I tried like 2 or 3 times, and I just couldn't do it, and I completely gave up on that for a couple days and waited till I was recovered. I've only just slightly recovered. It's better now. I haven't coughed in the stream so far. It's been 90 minutes. So it's been quite good. But yeah, it's been ambitious with that. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be better and good, and I can do 2 streams again, 2 recordings of my weekly tips. Just so I'm a week ahead. I'd like to be like a week ahead on weekly tips, just in case things do go pear-shaped or something. But I don't want to I guess not keep up with that. I'd like to be 3 weeks ahead of weekly tips. That would be awesome. But I've got to keep it up to keep it going. I can't just have for me, I can't just have kind of 2 weeks worth of weekly tips or whatever, and then 1 week I don't do it, therefore I'm back to square one where it's like, um, I'm back to having to do it each week and having to keep up. I still have to do it each week, but you know, it's not so much pressure with it. So, yeah, but I still keep it up. With that, not so much pressure. It means like, say, if I don't get it done on Sunday night or something, on the Monday night I'm finishing off that weekly tips. It's usually not too long. First half an hour or an hour that Monday night I'm finishing off weekly tips sometimes. That's not so bad. Because if it's so pressured, then with that it's got to go out Wednesday. I've got to have the recording done by then, so I can't finish it. If I just finish on the Monday night, I've got a video already up on YouTube. I'm ready to put that week in advance video up for recording for the next week. So if that makes sense to you guys, but yeah, being a little ambitious, when you're sick and aren't able to do things, really does suck. Wanting to kind of, for instance, with some projects as well, where in my course that I did, with some projects where I wanted to kind of say maybe with my rotoscopy that I did. If you guys don't know what rotoscopy is, where you take a video and you kind of paint over it to animate it. With my rotoscopy, I think I wanted to do quite a longer length video, and I wanted to do I guess a little bit more action to it. But because of the time frame, I just couldn't, and it really sucked. And there were projects like that where, because of the time frame, I couldn't fully do exactly what I wanted. I had to kind of break it down a little bit so that's not, I guess, so much work. I usually, because of the time frame, pick the option that would fit in that time frame. Now that didn't mean I always did that. With some projects, I actually took on more than I can chew. For some of my illustration classes, there was a time where I got to create my own brief. So you would create, because I had done the class before, I had two options, whether I use their briefs and the projects that they had and do them again, redo all the projects I just did last year, or whether I take that those briefs and create your own kind of brief and things. So I chose to kind of create my own brief. I didn't feel like doing those things again, although it would have been good to do those things again to kind of, I guess, upgrade the level, redo it. But then, I kind of felt I needed to do something different, and also it fitted into my future plan with that year. With that year, really, really wanted to kind of get a book out of the year, and I decided for that class to design characters, have a full sheet, so it would be a front view, a top view, a side view of each character, fully painted, fully rendered, and everything like that. Um, you know, and I also wanted to do a few poses here and there, I think. And that didn't the full poses that I wanted to do didn't end up happening because I had to do all those other ones already, so I had to kind of cut down a little bit. But I was really ambitious with them, with these projects. that I wanted to do, so much with them, but I could only achieve, so much because of the limited time frame. And your projects are going to be like that most of the time. You have a limited time frames for them. You don't want to be working on them forever, really. Um, some projects like this, I haven't given myself a I guess a time restraint, which is kind of good. But there are some time restraints. I've got to create a video each week. Therefore, I've got to have some content to talk over. Yeah, therefore, I've actually got to have each page kind of recorded each week. Um, whether I have to break it up, I've broken quite a few pages up. Some of these pages actually have like 6 parts to them. I've done say 1 or 2 parts to the page, painting parts to the page. A year or so ago, then I've done part 2 and 3 the next year or whatever. And this year I've just polished them off, and yeah, it's ended up with 6 videos or something like that. I would be surprised if some of these pages have 7 parts to them. And that's just because some of them I've needed the time where I've broken them up because I needed the time to do these videos and keep creating it. Other times it's just because it's taken me that long, like 2 or 3, 6-ish hours, because usually it's 2-ish hours apart of recording. So for the painting, it's going to be like 6 hours long to do it. I'm gonna probably break it up to 3 parts. You know. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in. If you did come in, I really do appreciate it. It's so awesome to have you guys out there on whether it's my Twitch channel or my YouTube channel. It's so awesome for you guys to come in, watch these streams, watch some of my videos, comment on the videos. It's lovely having all you guys comment as well. Whether you just comment on some of the weekly tips or you comment on these videos, it's amazing, and it's great to have, I guess, a little bit of a community out there. Slowly growing, I guess. Um, yeah, it's good. And I guess my ultimate goal with this kind of channel is to help you artists out there to guess grow like I am, grow as well and be the best artist and creator you can be through me giving you whether it's giving you advice through these videos, giving you weekly tips, you know talking about how to draw, and looking at different animals. And at the moment I'm looking at different animals, um, but I have delved into other objects and other things that can help you, and also with talking with artists from around the world. I've talking to so many artists, and that's another thing too. At this one stage, um, with this, I wanted to do a video each week. I actually also, with that, when I started that, I also wanted to have an artist in each week. And that was very, very challenging with that. That I wanted to have an artist in every week was very, very ambitious. Um, and it worked for a little while to get all these artists in, and I got them week by week, and they did come in. Um, but I got a little bit busy, and it was very challenging to one, keep up with the whole, guess, social media side of it, where I would, connect with artists and find artists to chat to and find ways to see if I can talk to artists and having and that kind of thing is always challenging to keep up with, but it was, yeah, definitely really difficult to keep up with, and sometimes, um, some of these artists got busy and things happened that that ambition didn't really work too well. But it was good. It's good to have all those artists in and chat with. I've chatted with so many, and hopefully I've got more in the future. I like to also reconnect with some of these artists too because I've enjoyed chatting with a lot of them, enjoyed getting to know them and their work and some of their things we've talked about has helped me out. Um, talking to a few people here and there, talking to people like even Nikon Teshu there, I talked to quite a few years back. He also back. She was an awesome artist to talk to. Uh, she had a very big ambitions as well, and um, because good. It was good to see her work and talk to her a few times. Um, and even artists like Adam Duff that um, I've talking to, hearing what they have to say, and even them, some of them have praised my work, and I've been like, oh, like really happy about that, and it's really kind of pushed me forward a little bit as well. So it's really great to do that, to chat with these artists. And that's the kind of good side of ambition, it's pushed me towards reaching out a little bit further, wanting to, say, for some people, maybe like working at studios and things like that. If they didn't have that ambition for working for studios, they wouldn't push as hard to try and get into studios. They wouldn't, those kind of things. So yeah, ambition can be really good for getting your work out there and pushing yourself a little bit further. And also lately, um, because I felt this ambition again, that I have kind of stopped gaming a little bit. I have watched, I've been watching shows now. Instead of gaming, I'm watching shows. With watching shows, I can still kind of paint. Um, So sometimes I get engrossed where I just don't want to, I'm just not painting, I'm just watching the show. But I can stop at any point with the show. With a game, I can get like kind of hooked and um, kind of really just want to stop painting altogether and just hook into the game and just relax playing the game for the whole night sometimes. Um, so that's been good. There's been good change that it's kind of I still get that kind of leisure half an hour or whatever it is, um, a little bit. Some nights I don't even do that, but you know, it's still leisure and it's good to do that outside of painting, and then I still get to achieve my paintings, actually do something. Sometimes I really do push it and do a full hour and a half. Those 90-minute challenges are really good for that. I can just click and start doing that 90-minute challenge once, the night before. I usually have gathered my research, or the day before, or whenever, I've gathered my research that I've got to do for it, whether it's the just getting the image onto a canvas and send up the file. Everything like that's done. Sometimes I do a quick little gestural drawing. May take me 5 or 10 minutes. 15 minutes at max usually. I just do a quick gestural drawing. Just kind of a warm-up thing to get myself ready for the 90-minute art challenge. I guess it could be classified as cheating because you're taking that time to put together, or start on the drawing or painting. So it could be, but for me it's prep work. I think with any kind of painting and drawing, there's a little bit of prep work and an idea or just something to help me. I did it for the previous one. I did like 5 or 10 minutes. The draw this again challenge that I did, where I drew a drawing that I did about 9 years ago, and I redrew it. Yeah, I redrew that. It was this golem character that I redrew, and I did a little bit of prep work because it was an old idea. I wasn't drawing from what exactly I saw, so did um kind of didn't have a clear path, I guess. So I decided to do that little bit of prep work for it, so that I would have a little bit, I guess, of a head start towards somewhere. So I wasn't kind of doing the 90 minutes and getting nowhere, if that makes sense. If you feel like it's cheating, you feel like it's cheating, that's absolutely fine. Um, you know, I feel like it's prep work. You know, but I did the actual full, painting where, I took the final drawings and the final paintings, and I did it within kind of 90 minutes. A little bit of 5 or 10 minutes prep work just to do some loose sketches and things. It was just a bit of fun I was doing at some point, because what happened actually with the whole thing is that I was flicking through my old art and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could, draw this again. I was kind of watching my shows and just being like, I feel like drawing something. I'll draw a random idea. And I drew something from an old, long time ago. I redrew it. And then I decided, oh, make a 90-minute art challenge of draw this again. So I already had the prep work there, and I was like, yep, take that and repainted it within 90 minutes. So yeah. um, yeah. I think one big story for me with ambition is my junkyard adventures that I've mentioned before. But with that, I made it quite a big book. It was like 60-ish pages, I think, or 40-ish. Um, Half of those were spreads, so that meant the whole illustration was spread over 2 pages. Some of them were singular pages. Yeah, single pages. There's only had A4 sheet was one illustration. Some of them was 2 A4 sheets was one illustration. Your whole spread. So I think in the end, I think it was like 20 or 30 illustrations for that book. So it's really quite big to do within, I think it was like 4 or 5 months or something. But yeah, a really big book. So a lot of illustration to do, a lot of illustrating, a lot of technical issues that went on. Yeah, and at one point it was like, why don't you do half the book? And I was just not having a bar of soap with that. I was really ambitious and just wanted to finish the whole book rather than just half the book. Um, so as I could have created as part one, part two, I kind of have. I did have the story in the book as part one and part two in the actual book. Have like a breather gap within the book. So you read the idea is that you read the story with your child one night and you get halfway through the book, and then you read the second half the next night. Yeah. Or if you really were in the mood for a kind of lengthier story, you could read the whole story. But with that, uh, also, it kind of wasn't a lot going on, I guess, in each illustration. I could cut it back pages if I really wanted to. Um, However, I enjoyed doing it, and it was a good project. Hopefully, one day that will go far, and hopefully, this book also will go far. The next ideas that I want to do is I've got another book in my ideas to do. Yeah, so much I want to do in so little time. That's what it's like being an ambitious creator. You feel like you do have limited time, and you've got so much you want to create. And the other side of that, with I feel with us that don't have much ambition, um, you know, you feel like you've got all this time, but you just don't know what to do with it. Um, you feel like you have no ideas, therefore you can create. That's what I feel like. Less ambitious artists are like. That's just my thoughts. Um, but with ambition, you have so many goals, so many things you want to do, that you can't do them all. Unfortunately, maybe in your lifetime you could do all the things you want, and you could get to that point where I've done it all. Um, but for the I guess the present day, you know, you can't get everything you want done at the present day. Um, yeah. Hopefully you've enjoyed that video. Again, I really do appreciate you guys coming into this video, whether it was on Twitch or YouTube, because I do stream these on Twitch. I also have my Tuesday streams on Twitch if any of you guys are interested. Um, there are all my links in the About section on my YouTube page. You can find my Etsy, my Patreon. I think Twitch is on there, I'm not fully sure. But the Twitch is also usually in the description of this video, so you can go there to find my Twitch. And also my Twitch here has all my links as well, if you are interested in those links. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Hopefully you do find your ambitions. Let me know, what your thoughts are on, ambitions as a creator. If you have many or if you have none, let me know down in the comments. I really do appreciate it. And chatting to you guys down there is really awesome. Keep creating, everyone. Keep drawing, and see you in the next video.